Hi everyone, this is Amy at the practice, and we're going to move through the class called the presence today. So when you are ready, let's get right to it. First of all, I do have 2 blocks, completely optional for this practice, but if you have props, I really recommend always having them close by just in case you need them. You can always substitute with 2 sturdy blocks or boxes as well if you don't have blocks available to you. Pillows also will work for the more restful poses. And let's begin on our backs. So making your way to recline here. Coming down onto your back. Taking a moment just to land, to notice your body connecting with the earth beneath you. And just take stock here of how do you feel in this moment. Are you anxious? Are you tired? Are you energized? Are you jittery? Can you just observe? No judgments, no labels on it. Just getting a little more connected with how you feel. How you can honor those feelings and how you can move through them. All while staying in the moment. In the discomfort, in where you are. All through this, the breath, this magnificent force that drives us, fuels us, is here to support you, to guide you in the right direction. Big inhales and exhales. Happening through the nose, constricting through the back of the throat. This space Shavasana supported here is available for you to return to at any time. And I am just here as a guide. Your breath, your body are your number 1 teachers, so tune in, listen up to what they have to say, and trust that guidance first and foremost. I'm begin to awaken here, a little wiggle in the fingers, the toes, a roll of the wrists, of the ankles. Maybe you want to stretch the arms overhead, bring legs together. And take a big breath and stretch long. Exhale, soften. Let's do 2 like that together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release down. 1 more inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. We'll come into a little side stretch here. Hips stay at neutral. Arms will reach up and over towards the right. Option for feet to follow over to the right. Little banana pose. You can gently hold your left wrist or cross left ankle over right. We're just here for a few breaths. Release your wrist on, cross your ankles, feet, arms come back to center, and then they follow all the way to the left. Option to reach for your right wrist or to loop your right ankle over your left. Just a few breaths here. Release ankle, release wrist, feet come back to center, arms come back to center. Big breath in, stretch long. Exhale, relax down. And the soles of the feet to the mat. Knees draw into chest, arms hug knees in. Just 2 right here. From this space, we'll move right into waking the core up. So starting with an activation, bring your shins up parallel to your mat, making a 90-degree angle with your thighs. Hands come to your thighs here. We'll take a breath in. Exhale, hands press to thighs. thighs resist, legs press to hands, hands press back. We'll come right into 70% effort, core draws down. Keep breathing here, 80% effort. 90% effort, you can lift your head and shoulders if that feels okay. Keep that pressure happening. Right to 100% effort for 3. You should be shaking for 2. And 1. Knees hug in, 1 big breath. We'll come right into yogi bicycle. Now that we've woken that core up, we're going to put it to work. So bring your legs up just as they were. This time fingertips come to touch at the base of your neck. Elbows point out away from each other. Shoulders lift up, pause at center. This is a home base we do return to in this variation of yogi bicycle. Take a breath in here. Exhale, right elbow to left knee, right leg goes long. Inhale, draws you center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, elbow to 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 knee. Keep moving with this breath, this pattern. Keeping that pause at center. Most importantly, we keep the breath. Breath has a lot to do with the way we work our core, with the way it strengthens and forms. So we keep the breath strong to make the most out of this core work. A few more rounds. Last one here. Everything returns to center, knees hug in, 2 big breaths. Soles of your feet find their way onto the mat. Reach your right arm overhead. We'll roll onto the right side body, pausing here for a moment. Knees draw in towards you, head stays resting on upper arm. Left palm plants down. Press yourself up through a seat. We'll find our way into a child's pose. Knees come wide, hips draw to heels, heart melts forward and down. This is also a wonderful space for you to return to whenever you're feeling a pause, a moment of rest. Whenever your breath indicates that is what you need, you come here. Always coming back to tapping into that feeling. How are you in this space? What challenge is being presented? And sometimes the answer is stillness, is rest. That is the challenge you need to rise up and meet in any particular moment. Palms root down. Draw yourself forward, find a tabletop position. Moving in just to a few cat-cows here, we'll take a breath in to drop the belly down, pig head, hips up. Exhale, we press the spine to the sky, we round. Inhale, deep arch. Exhale to round. Inhale, we arch. Exhale, we round. We'll meet back in a neutral spine, just for a few side-to-side cat-cows. Breath in at center. Exhale, we draw left hip and left shoulder closer together. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hip, right shoulder closer. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hip, left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hip, right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, tuck the toes, pick the hips up, downward facing dog. We'll take some time in this space. First, just to land, you can pedal your heels. Wiggle the hips a little if needed.
When we land in this space, we find a long back. So palms are pressing the mat away from you. Spine is long, so that means that there's no rounding happening. If that means you need to take a little bend to the knees, please go for that. We protect the back first and foremost. Neck is long in line with the spine. One more breath. Feet begin to tiptoe towards hands forward fold at the top of your mat. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, arms sweep up, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing here for a moment. We'll warm up with some half sun salutations to begin. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, we dive forward and down. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen your spine. Stay here for the exhale. So we're working on the core here. These halfway lifts can be overlooked. They're actually a really strong space. So draw your shoulders down and back. Spine is long, neck is long, core draws in, legs are active. Now you're feeling this space, I bet. One breath. Stay just breath in. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, arms sweep up, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll do that once fluidly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we fold. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. And coming into some full modified sun salutations. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands plant, step back, high plank. We hold here. So finding our high plank, knees can lower at any time. Glutes are strong, core draws in, palms press the mat away from you. Spine stays long, so there's not a dip in the hips or a lift in the butt. You're keeping that nice long space. Press the space between your shoulders up towards the sky. One more here. Just breath in. Exhale, knees lower, chest, chin lower, elbows back all the way. Feet press, heart lifts, breath in, baby cobra. Exhale, heart lowers, hands plant, press through tabletop. Toes tuck, hips lift, downward dog. One breath here. Feet begin to tiptoe forward towards your hands. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, we fold. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands plant, step back, high plank, just 2 breaths this time. Can you land right into that strong space? Just breath in. Exhale, knees lower, chest, chin lower, elbows back all the way. Feet press, heart lifts, breath in, baby cobra. Stay here for the exhale. Now feet root down, neck is long, gaze is low. Glutes fire up, hands are light, shoulders draw down and back. Now imagine you're pressing your pelvis down into the floor. I know that sounds funny, but just notice how it activates your core. It really, really helps here. One breath. Just breath in. Exhale, we lower down, plant the hands, press through tabletop, toes tuck, hips lift, downward dog, one breath. Feet tiptoe or step forward to your hands, forward fold. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we fold down. Inhale, arms sweep up, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Now in just a moment, we'll move through that once fluidly, but one more breath here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands plant, step back, high plank, stay just breath in. Exhale, knees lower, chest, chin lower, elbows back all the way. Feet press, heart lifts, breath in, baby cobra. Exhale, press through tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. One breath. Now we're going to move through one flow from our downward dog. You can stick with that modified variation. I will instruct this as a full flow. Inhale, float forward, high plank, high push up. Exhale, lower, halfway, elbows back, chaturanga. Inhale, feet press, chest, thighs, shins, lift up dog. Exhale, use your core, your glutes, lift your hips, downward dog. One breath. Feet tiptoe or step forward to your hands, top of your mat. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up, reach. Exhale, hands circle, low back, imaginary jeans pockets. Feet press down, glutes fire up. Heart gently lifts towards the sky. 2 breaths here. Toes are light. Glutes are strong, core is active. Inhale, rises you through center. Exhale, you rest, arms to side. One breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, we fold. Plant your left hand down here. Knees can bend if they need to keep a long supported spine. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky as we twist the heart open towards the right side wall. One breath. Right hand plants down. Left arm lifts up to the sky. Your right hand could always be on a block here as well. One breath. Left hand plants down, hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fingertips touch down. Right foot steps back, right knee lowers down. We're in a low lunge here. Now hands can stay on the mat. You could have hands on blocks or fingers can interlock on the front thigh. Hips sit down. Heart is proud if hands are on front thigh. As we allow ourselves to stretch out the right hip flexor, it can be really angry, no matter what you're doing, if you're sitting a lot, if you're walking a lot. So just notice what comes up there. A few more breaths. And you can choose to stay here. As you may have noticed by now, this can be just as challenging, if not more of a space than a high lunge. So you can stay with this. Or hands touch down, back toes tuck, back leg fires up. Hands meet on your front thigh, gain your balance here. Ensure your feet are still hip width apart and they're not on train tracks. From this space, when you're ready, arms reach to side, top of head reaches forward, runner's lunge. Here we draw the left hip back, right hip forward, back leg fires as we lunge into the front knee. Arms are strong, neck is long, gaze is low. 3 breaths. Inhale, arms sweep up, reach up. Exhale, land crescent lunge. Just 2. And hands plant down, back knee bends, bring yourself forward. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just fold. 2 passive breaths here. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands touch down. Left foot steps back, left knee lowers. Low lunge once again. Hands can stay beyond blocks, or they can meet on your front thigh. Maybe the side feels different. Maybe your hip flexor is tighter here, more open. Just know it's all good, it's all normal. We always tend to put one side of the body has more pressure than the other put on it rather. And so right here is where we're targeting your hip flexor. So if you're feeling that, that's okay, that's good. Just ensuring it's never pain. 3 breaths. Hands touch down. Again, you can stay in this low lunge as long as you wish. When you are ready, back toes tuck, back leg fires up, hands meet on your front thigh. Ensuring feet are that nice hip width distance apart still. Hands can stay, or they reach to your side. Top of head comes forward, runner's lunge. Right hip back, left hip forward, back leg so strong, back heel lifts. And core is active to keep the chest lifted so you're not down here. Nice long line. 2 more now. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, land crescent lunge. Here for 2. Hands come forward, back knee bend, spring yourself to the top of your mat. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Few breaths right here. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands touch, right foot steps back. Again, you can always take this as a low lunge variation. That knee can drop at any time. Otherwise, hands meet on front thigh. And this time coming right into crescent lunge. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, we land. Left hip still draws back, right hip still draws forward. Back leg fires up as we lunge into the front knee. We never want to come further than this 90-degree angle, so you can always adjust once you get into this space. Here for 2. From our crescent lunge, we're opening up into warrior 2. Reach left arm forward, right arm back. Right heel drops parallel to the back edge of the mat as we lunge into the front knee. Shoulders stack over hips. Front knee lunges as we press the left knee towards the left side wall, activating the inner thigh. Gazes over front fingers. Shoulders draw down and back. Here for 2. We'll reverse our warrior. Reach right arm down and back, left arm up and back. Hips stay low, legs stay strong. Breathing deep into the left side of our body. So we're opening here as opposed to collapsing here. Here for 1. Inhale, rise. Exhale, land. 2 breaths. Hands windmill forward to frame your front foot, come up on your back toes, bend your back knee, spring forward. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we fold. 3 big breaths. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands touch down. Left foot steps back, left heel is lifted. You can always lower left knee, hands come to find your front thigh, pause. When you are ready, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, land, crescent lunge.
This time, right hip back, left hip forward. Back leg is straight and strong. Back heel is lifted. Core is active. Arms are reaching, holding something above your head that you do not want to drop. Here for 2. Opening this space up, reach right arm forward, left arm back, back heel drops. Front knee lunges, shoulders stay stacked over hips. Back arm lifts equal to the front. Gaze comes forward. Right knee presses to the right. Seal the outside edge of your back foot down. Here for 2. Reversing the warrior, reach your left arm down, right arm up and back. Front knee stays lunging. Breath stays moving. Leg stays strong. 1 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, land. Last 2. Hands windmill forward, back heel lifts, back knee bends, bring yourself to top of mat. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold deep. Few breaths right here. You can stay in this passive forward fold. If you wish to make this active, feet walk out so they're hip distance apart. That's 2 fists away from each other if you need a little judgment for that. Peace sign, fingers scoop up inside edge of big toes. Knees bend a lot, so your chest literally rests on your thighs. Inhale, we find length. Exhale, hips lift up towards the sky. So spine stays long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. 2 breaths. You can release your toes. Definitely coming into a passive fold now. You can grab for opposite elbows, sway a bit side to side. You could shake your head yes and no, up and down. Two more. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, arms sweep up, reach up. Exhale, arms lower out of shoulders, feet hip distance apart, knees bend, hips draw down and back. Powerful pose. Core is strong, heart is lifted. Knees squeeze an imaginary block. Inhale, we lift 1 inch. Exhale, we sit down for 2. 2 breaths here. Inhale, legs straighten, arms reach. Exhale, legs shimmy together. You can keep with that first variation if you prefer, or hips draw down and back. Thunderbolt variation of powerful pose. Core is strong, hips sit down. Now we do want the feet together for this one because we're going to take this into a twist and we want that support. You can always have a block between your knees if you prefer. We bring right hand to left thigh, left hand to low back. Hips sit down, heart opens up towards the left. And thighs press together, heels press apart. 1 more here. Inhale through center. Exhale right into the other side, left hand to right thigh, right hand to low back, hips sit, heart opens towards the right. We breathe. Hips sit lower, heart opens more, heels press away, thighs press together. 1 more. Inhale through center. Exhale, arms lift, hips sit, just 2, you've got this. Inhale, legs straighten, arms reach.
Exhale, hands to heart, close your eyes. Allow yourself to feel the sensations instead of distracting yourself. And noticing your legs. Maybe you're sweating a bit, I know I am. Notice what's happened to your breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, we fold. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands plant. From here, you're welcome to step to down dog. If you prefer to step through a flow, you're welcome to it. Three breaths right here, however you need. Great chance for a little sip of water. From here, we lower knees down onto the mat. We come to stand on the knees. So toes can be flat or tucked under. I do recommend tucking your toes if that's available to you. We're coming into camel pose. Right away, glutes are strong. Core is active. Pelvis tilts forward slightly. This is your foundation to support you. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands circle, low back, imaginary jeans pockets, very similar to our standing back bend. We keep the core strong as heart lifts to sky. Noticing already what you may be feeling here, what may be surfacing. Keeping the breath as your ally, your companion. If it's within your reach and you feel safe doing so, you can reach for heels or shins. Hips stay pressing, heart stays lifting. When you are ready, hands back to jeans pockets. Glutes stay so strong, slower than you want to. Lift heart, lift chin, lift head. Sit down on your shins, close your eyes. Can you land in a moment of stillness right away? Noticing the urges to fidget, maybe even just me saying that has brought them up. And sit with them. And know that you will be okay if you stay here just a small little chunk of time. You and your breath, feeling the reverberation of that pose in your body, your mind, your heart. The dust has been stirred up. What does that look like, feel like to you? And can you sit in the midst of it, knowing that we have to stir dust up to clear it out? That you are capable of being with the process, of breathing right here, right now. Camel pose makes us feel lots of stuff. It compresses our adrenal glands, which can be pretty intense. So please stay here, breathing as long as you need. When you are ready, we will meet in downward dog. Great time for a sip of water on the way as well. And coming into pigeon pose. Right leg lifts to the sky, breath in. Exhale, right knee to right wrist, left shin comes relatively across the mat as left leg walks back long. You can have a block or a pillow even under your right hip. Have one prepared for under your head as you fold forward and then down. Landing in this time for rest. Maybe it's the most challenging moment you've had yet, and that's okay as well. Ensuring the head is resting so the mind knows the body is safe. Recognizing the intensity that might be with you here. Opening through the hips is no easy feat on the body or the mind. So we just recognize and allow ourselves the space to feel. Cry if you need to. Just a few more breaths. Hands plant down, heart lifts up, back toes tuck under. We step to downward dog using strength. A few breaths here, however you need to let that side go. We'll move right into the other side, left leg lifts. Left knee draws to left wrist, left shin across the mat, right leg walks back. Leading from a long spine, we fold forward and down. Again, allowing the head to rest, allowing the hip to rest on a pillow if it's available. Just recognizing maybe this is the most challenging part of your practice. Being okay with that stillness and uncomfortability is really, really hard. And just being here, breathing with it, you're doing it. Just a few more breaths. Hands root down, heart lifts up, back toes tuck, slow with strength. We step to downward dog. Just a few breaths. Knees lowered down onto the mat. Legs swing out in front of you. Great time to grab a little water on this transition. We're just going to come into a little forward fold here. So start with knees bent. Think of that standing forward fold. We did same kind of idea. Hands can grab for the outside edges of your feet. And we just begin to walk the feet forward a little bit, keeping that long spine. And if this reach isn't accessible for you, you can always use a strap if you have one. If not, like a belt would work perfectly here as well. One more active breath here. Then we'll just go passive. Spine rounds, head hangs heavy. Hands plant down, spine comes through center. Soles of your feet find their way onto the mat. Arms reach out in front of you. Option here to make this a little more challenging as we make our way onto our back. You can lift your shins up or straighten the legs for a boat pose. We're lowering for the count of just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You find your way onto the mat. Feet will find the mat now, close enough to the body that you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Press the feet down, walk shoulders underneath of you. Fingers can interlock here or hands can press down for a bridge pose. Glutes fire up here as hips press to sky, creating space along the abdomen. Feet press down and away from you. Heart lifts up and back. One more here. Slow to lower down, unwind the shoulders. Feet stay as they are. Arms can reach out like a capital T, or you cactus at the elbows. Hips will shift over to the right. Knees will go left. You can look away from your knees if that feels okay in your neck. Head returns to center, knees return to center, hips settle to neutral. We'll shift into the other side. Hips go to the left, knees go to the right. Maybe your back just cracked as loudly as mine did. Pretty common in twists. Always just going into them slowly and with control, so we know we're not getting hurt. Head comes back to center, knees return to center, hips settle to neutral. Come into cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet come to touch, knees fall away from one another. Arms go however they are comfortable. They can stay where they're at. Maybe they reach up overhead. Maybe one hand to heart, one hand to stomach. Maybe hands on thighs. You can always have blocks under your knees here as well, or thighs, to support this space if it feels really, really too intense for your hips. You can stay right here as long as this pose feels restful for you. When you are ready, hands come to the outsides of the thighs or knees. Close your legs up gently like a book. You can extend out long into your final Shavasana, whatever that looks like to you. If this space feels uncomfortable for you, props under the knees can be really nice. Open through the chest. You can tuck the tailbone under, lengthening through the spine. Really giving yourself this time as a gift can be really tempting, especially when there's no accountability of a room full of other people, for you to stay and participate in your Shavasana. But this is where the integration happens. This is where your cells are changing themselves. This is where everything that you just worked for becomes a part of you. I really encourage you to stay in your Shavasana as long as you have time to.
a little longer than you want to. If you're already thinking about getting up and moving, stay for at least 3 big breaths after I'm done closing this practice. As you head back out into your rest of your day, your evening, whatever time you're participating in this video, do so with so much gratitude to yourself, so much love and kindness to yourself for showing up for you in good times, bad times, and everything in between. Recognizing that's the only way to do it. You have to be there for the moment. There's no other moment to be in. So much gratitude to you for doing this thing for your body and your mind, and for allowing me to be here with you. I'm really just so grateful. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Stay safe, drink lots of water. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste.